Use the code CHICKEN in the shop.
Hey guys, the Chicken is here. We are back today with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, I did decide that we are finally parked, so we're going to do a little quick kind of wrap-up review on just everything, this season, how it's gone. Obviously, we don't know how it's going to end. I'm hoping that we're going to collect another one of these bad boys, close in on 15 top 500s, which is pretty cool. If you haven't already, appreciate it if you throw in that code CHICKEN in the shop. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Yeah. Guys, I also have a bunch of other YouTube channels if you're interested in checking those out. I've got one for Brawl Stars, one for fitness, one for one that I haven't released yet. One for the new Clash games. Mainly talking about Clash Heroes right now. We still don't know what's going on there exactly, but Clash, and I think there's one more. Oh, the live stream one, obviously. So yeah, check those out. They're all on the channel page if you haven't seen them yet. So let's get into where we're at on Warships, and then we'll do a little talk about the season. So here's where we're at right now, guys. I think we fell a little bit today. Not too much. Still top 200-ish. So, yeah, didn't move a whole lot. So I think we're going to be pretty well safe for the 500. But yeah, let's just kind of go through. So, kind of an average season in terms of, the tech tree starting points and stuff. What was good about this season was it was a 3-week season. I don't think they should ever do 4-week seasons. I think 4-week seasons are the worst. But yeah, so right out of the gates, we had the usual, heavy rush. What was interesting was we didn't have flares for a long time, so that kind of got annoying. That compacted with the fact that we had 1, 2, 3 mines right off the bat. I think shock mines should not ever be put in the tech tree until they're like either right before or right after seekers. I think they should actually be right after seekers, so then some of the tech riders can get seekers for a day. Or I don't know, maybe not every time, but sometimes. Yeah. So having too many mines, having no flares and flamethrowers. Thankfully, they didn't put DBD or anything too silly right up front, or that would have been unplayable. But yeah, that was kind of tough to deal with right out of the gates. Funny enough, I never ended up unlocking artillery, even though it was right there. We assumed it was going to be really good. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't, there's obviously some different routes we could go. So yeah. Then as we moved forward, welcome to 4ER hell. This was one of the worst 4ER grinds, I think. I forget if it was a 4 years or 5 years, but just one of the worst grinds in the history of Warships. And it's not that it was, necessarily that bad that we were using seekers and, it was easy to get chests at least, which is always, priority number 1. But it just got so so slow and so grindy with the seekers until we got the cryo bombs that it was just, I don't know. I felt like personally it wasn't a lot of fun. But I think the problem was the last 3 or 4 seasons really haven't been that good. They've kind of all had their own individual issues, whether that's been with bugs or with just poor tech tree design, that it's like until we get a really good season that's awesome, I think that's going to kind of linger on, you know what I mean? It's just going to feel like, here we go again kind of thing. So they need to just hit one out of the park just to get rid of that. Then we can kind of move forward and figure out what we need to do. Flotsam Cannon was really good, like all season, surprisingly enough. I know we used the damage amp at first for the most part, but it's cool to see the Flotty get some love. The best part of the season, after 5ER, was the cryo bomb. Man, that thing was awesome. And it was so much fun using seekers with cryo bomb, just clearing stuff, like especially after like how difficult it was in 4ER. To go from that to it's like you get the holy grail of the cryo bomb and the world just opens up for you, and that was really cool. Another good thing I really liked about the season is laser rangers. Man, I've been so impressed with this troop. It's been so much fun to use, and it's everything we want in a troop. It's new, it's different. It takes there's a skill cap to using them for sure. It's not just spray and pray kind of thing. They're tough to, you got to path them right and make sure they don't go all over the place and that kind of thing. So I've been really impressed with the laser rangers and having fun using those. But yeah, so then we move on, and we got, 6 going into 7. 6 was weird for me, anyways, because at this point I was still in gold and diamond, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's really where my frustration came from this season. I guess it's not that the 4ER, it was annoying. 4ER seems to always be that annoying spot for some reason. But it was just like the whole season, man. I just felt like I was just riding the wave of 2021, 2021, 2021. And I mean, it ended up working out in the long run. It usually does. But yeah, it was definitely, it definitely made, like, it kind of highlighted the annoying parts even more, because it's like, God, if I could just, get through this point and not have something stupid happen. It was that, and the battles were always taking so long, even with Seekers, which was weird. But yeah. Hidden Warrior, pretty big disappointment. I mean, there's a lot of hype coming into the season about the new troop, and just nobody used him because they put him at the end of the tech tree for some reason. I don't know why they thought that a warrior type troop that's actually worse than a regular warrior would be used at 70 Rs, which has literally never happened ever in Warships, I don't think. There's ever been a meta that's even included warriors at any point at the end of the season. So just very dumb, because like if they'd put them here at the beginning, like especially with no flares and maybe less mines, like that would have been awesome. That would have been so much fun to use them and figure them out. Because I think it is a cool troop. Like I like the Hidden Warrior and how it works and stuff, but why put him at the end of the tech tree? I think he should have the stats of a super warrior and have like 2 or 3 of them, but keep the rest of the abilities. I think that would be interesting, but I digress. So that's my thoughts on the tech tree and stuff. Yeah. Well, let's use some, instead of heavy choppers, we're going to use some Scorchers. We're going to use some Scorchers and Ever Spark. And let's see what kind of trouble we can get into here. But yeah, so I thought it was a pretty decent season. Overall, it wasn't terrible. It was definitely better than some of the ones we've had recently. But still some like fairly obvious easy fixes could have been made that weren't. But yeah, other than that, I thought it was, it was fine. And it was funny that, we ended up, like it got so hard to get to Diamond. And then it was like, one day it was ranked 22, the next day was ranked 23, and then the next day was ranked 24. And we probably could have kept going, but I just wanted to, I always like to park early, so then, I don't have to, I can spend more time on videos and less time on actually pushing and playing the last few days. It just makes it easier to focus on everything else. But, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of my thoughts, I guess. But we'll do a couple more attacks here. That was fun. But yeah, you guys in the comments, you guys let me know. What did you think of the season? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Was it your worst? Was it your best? I know some guys had their best ever finish this season, which was cool to see. Without having China here now, guys, it's always a good time to set your best record. That being said, people are going to eventually catch up. People are going to get ahead on tech. And it's going to be, eventually those Chinese spots are going to get filled with our guys. And they're going to have the tech advantage. So, I mean, it's still out there for sure, but take advantage of it while you can, while, the playing ground's kind of, I don't want to say even, but a little more even. Yeah, it's definitely something to take advantage of. If you want to see more on that, or if you think that I'm super wrong, I made a whole video called the Tech Gap Conspiracies, just talking about that, just tech gaps and, finishing higher than other players. Is it an advantage? Is it not an advantage? Yeah, that kind of thing. So we're gonna go like that, and let's go critters. Easy, just smash them. So yeah, I guess there it is. That's it. That's all. Yeah. In other Boom Beach news, we have the Mega Crab will be coming up soon. Also, I want to give a big shout out to Cosmic Duo. I don't know if they're actually done making YouTube videos, or I think they're just taking a break for a time. But yeah, those guys deserve it, man. 10, 8, 9, 10 years, whatever they've been doing videos for every single day. Craziness. So shout out to those guys. Hope they're doing all right. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate you. and we'll catch you in the next one. Check it out. Back.